If you're over 40 and you're looking for love, you're looking to actually feel the fulfillment of love, then please have a seat, take a listen, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you very simple but profound spiritual techniques and mindfulness practices that's actually going to align you with the love that you want. Now, I'm talking about attracting love, and it can be any kind of love, platonic love. It can be a universal cosmic love, or it can be romantic love. My name is Peter Abundant, aka Dr. Abundant, Ph.D. and ordained minister of Metaphysical Sciences, the study of spirituality. I am also the author of The Enlightened Shadow and Spiritual, Not Religious, available on Amazon and Audible. Now, when we think about love, especially when we are grown and in our adulthood and, we're 40, 50, 60 plus, sometimes we think love is out of our reach. We think love as something that is only experienced when in our teens and in our 20s and 30s. But the reality is, when we're in our 40s and above, that is not only a moment where love is still possible, but it's actually a moment where it can derive the most. It's actually when love becomes real. And so what I want to do is I want to guide you through an understanding as to thinking about your age, thinking about love in a way that allows you to align with the love that you want. So that way you actually experience it. You actually attract it in your life. So the first thing we want to do is you want to really think about and change your mindset about age, change your mindset about love. And I'm sure you have. And I'm sure that throughout your life, you have gone through experiences of love, perhaps even hurt. And those experiences have shifted and have changed your idea of what love is. If love is actually something you can experience, if love actually exists. And so what I want you to understand is that most certainly the love that you desire deep down, regardless of the experiences that you've been through, are most certainly possible. You just have to align yourself with that kind of love. Many times in our younger years, we are coming into an understanding. We're formulating an idea, a concept, an understanding of the love that we truly want. We are also learning how to give love. And many times what happens is we have an idea of how to give love, and then we assume that that's exactly how we are going to receive love. We have an understanding of love, and we assume that everybody else should have that understanding of love. So there's two things happening here. You are thinking about age. You're feeling like everything should have been achieved, and your idea of success should be already in your hand, right? It should be already your experience, your reality. And also when it comes to love, you're going through the process of recognizing that though you have this conceptual understanding of love that may be from movies and it may be from looking at your parents, grandparents, other couples, that you still have to come to your own understanding. So these two things happening at the same time is very dynamic and even can be very complicated, complex. But we're going to simplify it. We're going to make it easier for you to actually align yourself at your age with actually the love that you want. Okay. So shifting and thinking about age is very important because 40, even 50, even 60 means you still have a lot of time left on this planet to have the experience that you desire. Now, what I want you to do, though, is recognize that the experience that you've had so far when it comes to love and relationships doesn't have to be the definition. It doesn't have to be the way you kind of see things, okay? Because those are just experiences. They give you data, they give you information, they give you knowledge and wisdom. But if that encompassed all of life is about and all that you are meant to experience, guess what? You still wouldn't be here. So recognize that your existence in this very moment means that there is more for you to experience. And if love is a big part of what you seek and, feel a great sense of purpose in fulfilling and having and experiencing or achieving, then guess what? That is in alignment for you. That is in alignment with your purpose. That is in alignment with why you are here. So continue to think about that and ponder on that and really let that sink in because it's very important. Many times I've seen people get to a certain point, they get to a certain age, they even experience a certain illness, and they just throw their hands up and give up and just wait. Where, in fact, what we should be thinking is, okay, well, I'm still here. So I have things to experience. I have a purpose while I'm here. What is that purpose? Dive deeper into the fact that you're still here and that as long as you are still here, the desires that you have is still in your reach. You just have to move forward and actually align yourself with it, you see? So be more self-aware of the now. Don't focus on what happened in the past. Don't focus too much on the future, because if you focus too much on the future, you're not being present, you're not being active in the moment. So that gives you an advantage of, for attracting a deeper connection and a meaningful sense of love. Okay. Because the reality is we talk all the time about alignment. We talk all the time about frequency. So if you want to attract the love of your life, if you want to attract even cultivating more love in your current relationship, then guess what? That means that you have to radiate that out from within you. You have to express that. Okay. You have to find a deeper connection with that within. Okay. So you have to love yourself first. When you love yourself first and you find this deep connection with yourself, this deep acceptance, because when I think about love, I think about true 100% acceptance. That is what love is to me. And so when you think about getting the love that you desire, you must give that to yourself first. You must give a level of acceptance, of admiration, of feeling a sense of appreciation for yourself on such a deep level that even if, though it is not likely, even if you were to not experience love between you and another person in the way that you're seeking, guess what? It's not necessary because you are providing that for yourself. And that's part of the trick. When you are providing such a profound sense of love for yourself, you're not desperate. You're not seeking it. You're not chasing. You are simply living. You are experiencing that deep connection within yourself. You are in love with yourself. And therefore, the experiences and the connections that you have with current friendships, relationships, strangers gets to be more beautiful, more, connected. And so because you are in love with yourself, you're not looking for these like moments of, oh, this person looked at me, they must like me, maybe they're the one, just making up these stories of like, oh, okay, this person took me out on a few dates, it went well, therefore they may be the one. You're not forcing something to happen because guess what? It's already happening within you. Now, at the same time, because it's already happening within you, you're not settling for a date or situations where you're engaging with somebody that doesn't resonate with you fully because you don't accept that for yourself. You have a different level of standards and boundaries. And so now you see, hey, I love myself. And this is the quality of love that I provide for myself, and I accept nothing less. And therefore, when you engage with other people, the idea of somebody asking you out on a date or you asking them out on a date must align with the same form of love, right? Same quality of love that you are providing for yourself. And so then it becomes way more effortless, way more easier. Okay. The connections you make where you actually value the person, they value you, are more natural, more fluent. It's not something that you have to force and you have to like fit, you know, it automatically just happens. So you have to treat yourself the way you want somebody to treat you. That is the foundation of this all. And again, if you are already in a relationship and you wish to blossom this relationship and take it to another level, because a lot of times, we can get content, and we can just think, okay, it is what it is and go through the motions. But sometimes, many times, you have to reset and you have to go deep within first in order for you to ignite, in order for you to re-engage, to stimulate the connection between yourself and your partner. So be mindful about that it all starts with you first. Yes, you can identify that, hey, this relationship has gotten a little stale, a little stagnant. That I need to think about whether or not I want to be in this relationship or not. Well, it all starts with you. Okay. So you have to take responsibility for that. And yes, you have to look within, acknowledge the feelings that you're having, but recognize that, this is another person involved in the situation. And so you want to communicate the best you can as early as you can, but recognize that it starts with you. And when you take ownership of your love for yourself, then that will express and it will definitely extend itself out to your partner. And then having the conversations about igniting, about engaging, stimulating, adding more passion to the current relationship becomes something that you not only ask for, but you actually express, you actually model it, right? You actually make it happen. You actually initiate it. That is a big part of manifesting love, is also being an initiator. When you are in love with yourself and recognize the beauty of who you are, then it's easier to initiate because now you're not insecure. You're not worried about other people's opinions or what they think. You simply just acknowledge how beautiful you are and you keep moving in that way. You see? So it's about gaining clarity, and clarity helps you to attract the right match. When you understand that getting clear about what you want is very important. And so when you start looking at loving yourself, you get that clarity. You get that level of standard of recognizing certain things you will not tolerate from other people, certain things that, in fact, you embrace from other people, that you enjoy from other people. And so you start to see from your own experience with yourself how you're going to actually value, enjoy, embrace a relationship with another person. You see, so loving yourself gives you the clarity, it gives you an understanding and an ability to be honest about your desires and your standards. Okay. It helps you to attract the right match when you actually practice love for oneself. And the most important thing is when you start to get deeper into loving yourself, you even start to look at old relationships and you start to see not so much what that person did wrong, right? Because really, it's not relevant. It's insignificant to think about what that person did. It's always more beneficial to think about how you showed up in that relationship. What were your roles in that relationship? What could you have done better or differently? This is not about judgment or shame for yourself. This is simply about recognizing that you now are a different person than who you were then. And so now, based on your knowledge and wisdom, you can look back on those situations and those relationships and say, you know what? I could have done this, and that differently. I could have done that better. You see, it's not about what that other person did. It's just really owning your wisdom, owning your knowledge at the current moment, and then referring that to the past experiences so that way you can begin to actually implement that knowledge currently. You see, so it's about really looking at those old patterns, those old behaviors, and actually implementing a sense of application, so that way, as you move forward in the process of attracting love, you can recognize and see the growth within yourself. And therefore, when that love comes, you are prepared for it, you are ready for it. Because the thing is with love is the reason why people have patterns in the first place is because they don't acknowledge the patterns. They don't acknowledge the behavior. They think it is about the other person. It's the other person's fault. And so if you're not taking ownership of your pattern, then it doesn't allow for you to grow. It doesn't allow for you to change your vibration and your frequency. And so then you continue with the same frequency, thus continuing to attract the same kind of relationship. So your job is to look back on those patterns so that way you can shift using wisdom and knowledge, shift your frequency, your vibration from, with a place of understanding. And then you can go into ascending, where you actually improve in the quality of your relationships. You improve in the quality of how you show up in those relationships. You see? So you have to recognize the old patterns. And then you have to let go of the old baggage, because the old baggage doesn't serve you. I know in our 40s and up, we can come with some baggage because we can hold on and identify with experiences and situations and people that just didn't go our way, or, were traumatic, were very toxic, And so you have to understand that though the feelings and the thought processes of those experiences can be valid, you have to ask yourself, do they actually serve you? Are they actually helping you to actually think a certain way in terms of, having this jaded kind of feeling, negative feeling about relationships? Feeling like, oh, I'm not dealing with no drama, or I'm not dealing with this kind of person or that kind of person, or, just constantly focused on what you don't want because of what you did experience. Remember, manifestation is about focusing on what you do want. Attraction is about matching the frequency of what you do want. So that means you have to continuously focus on what you do want, what you do desire. And so if you're constantly thinking about the negatives of what happened, you will continue to attract the negatives. Okay? So you have to let go of the past disappointments, the past hurt, the past experiences that left you feeling maybe broken, because you will continue to bring that into every new relationship, every exchange, every connection, every bond that you then have moving forward. You don't want those experiences to define you. You don't want those experiences to define your future, because that's exactly what it will do. It will hold on to you as like a parasite. And, it's a parasite that is symbiotic, meaning you're holding on to it, it's holding on to you. And if you continue to hold on to it, then it will continue to go with you for the rest of your life. So you have to transmute, transform, reframe the experience, and recognize that that experience happened for a reason. And the reason must be one that is positive, that is productive, that is actually going to support you and aligning with what you desire, versus continuing to repeat a pattern of hurt, betrayal, disappointment, etc. So you have to learn, you have to release, and then you have to allow the new love to come in, right? You want to allow that new love to be expressed from within, right? And then there it will come in from other people as well, you see? And so the final thing is making sure you align your energy with love, not with hate, not with frustration, not with anger, not with bitterness. Okay. Act like the person, right, who's already loved. Be that person. And that's why it's important that you really get into loving yourself. Don't think about love as something that is going to complete you. And when I mean complete you, I'm talking about the love that we get from other people. Because as long as you think that their love is going to complete you, then you will always feel a sense of desperation, a sense of need, insecurity. You must act like, be the person that is already loved. And you should be by yourself. Okay? You should be loved by yourself. Okay? Pun intended. By yourself. So it starts with you. It starts with you alone. When you are in love with yourself, without any outside influence, the love that you experience from other people is going to radiate even stronger. Okay? It's going to be expressed and experienced on a whole nother level of intensity, because now you can actually receive it in the right way, rather than looking at it as something that you absolutely need to survive. And so you're just taking any glimpses of what love may look like, instead of actually seeing and recognizing love as it truly is, because you're experiencing it within yourself, you know? So you have to align yourself. Okay. You have to be open. You have to be positive. You know, you have to recognize that love is within everything. Love should be something that you expect, because it is right. It is why we are here. Everything we're experiencing is love. The universe is love. You are a part of the universe. You are loved. So, though, yes, we get into really pulling ourselves down with the negative perspectives of the experiences that we've had and the disappointments that we've had, because we were attached to a particular outcome, but that was because we did not master the love within, the love for yourself. When you master that love, you attract an authentic connection and an expression of love from others, because you are not desperate to receive it. It doesn't complete you. You're already complete. Okay? So you're not chasing love. You're just simply making more space for it. But love already remains, already exists, is already expressed from and through you. So when you stop settling, you start healing, you truly know your worth, okay? The right love will naturally flow to you. And that is because you love. That is because love is easily attracted when you love yourself. It is easily attracted to you when you love yourself. It is easily obtained when you love yourself. It is easily experienced when you love yourself. You know, we've known and we've seen, and maybe you've recognized within yourself that somebody can be extremely in love with you, but you can be resistant and hard to actually accept and receive it, because you don't see yourself that way. You don't see yourself as worthy. So let go of that. Recognize who you are. Look in the mirror every day and say, I love me. Look in the mirror every day and say, I love you. Practice that. Acceptance, admiration, appreciation, all those things for yourself will, in fact, radiate love from within you. That radiation of love will send out a vibration, a frequency, which will attract love from everything else, from the universe. Thank you so much. Feel free to go to drabundant.com, subscribe to my daily newsletter, get access to this free ebook, and so much more. Continue to journey on this journey. Peace and abundance always.